Hi, welcome to the Wise Edition. Sit back, get a glass of water, and enjoy the episode. Imagine for a second that the year is 2025. Not too long from now. You are a middle-aged adult named Alexis, living in a bustling city. You are a diligent and hardworking individual who always put their best foot forward in everything they do. On this particular day, you experienced a truly exhausting and eventful journey. The day began early for you as you embarked on a long and arduous business trip. You had traveled to a nearby city to attend an important conference for work. The day was filled with back-to-back meetings, networking sessions, and presentations. You were constantly on your feet, engaging in discussions, sharing ideas, and absorbing valuable knowledge from industry experts. As the day progressed, you found yourself caught in unexpected traffic jams, delayed flights, and an array of logistical challenges. You had to think on your feet, constantly adjusting your plans and finding alternative routes to reach your destination. Despite the obstacles, you remained focused and determined to accomplish your goals. After what felt like an eternity, you finally concluded your last meeting of the day. Exhausted but satisfied with your performance, you bid farewell to your colleagues and headed towards the airport to catch your flight back home. The airport was crowded, and the security lines seemed never-ending. You impatiently waited, your weariness seeping through every fiber of your being. When you finally boarded the plane, you sank into your seat, embracing the much-needed comfort. As the aircraft soared through the skies, you gazed out the window, reflecting on the events of the day. The beautiful sunset reminded you that the long day was coming to an end, and you would soon find solace in the familiarity of your home. As the plane touched down at the local airport, you collected your belongings and made your way through the bustling terminal. Finally, you stepped out into the cool night air, inhaling a deep breath of relief. You hailed a taxi and sank into the backseat, grateful for the momentary rest. The taxi breaks down halfway through the trip, and now the traffic is also building up again as more people make their journey home. The driver seems to have no clue what to do. You try to hail another taxi, but your phone is now dead. Lucky for you, there is a train station nearby. You decide to take the train back home, and you're just in time for the next train that's leaving. You buy your ticket and make it on the train. You get in the train and sit down and rest on the comforting seats. Minutes later, a fight breaks out right next to you, and as you scramble to get away, you bump into someone and they spill a drink on you. You find another seat and you sit down and think about how bad your day has been and how you can't wait to get home. The train reaches your stop and you get off. You hail a taxi to your house, which is only 5 minutes away. Finally, the taxi pulled up in front of your modest flat. You paid the fare, stepped out, and retrieved your suitcase from the trunk. With each step towards your front door, the weight of the day seemed to lift off your shoulders. You fumbled for your keys, unlocked the door, and stepped into the comforting embrace of your home. Inside, you kicked off your shoes and collapsed onto the couch, embracing its plush cushions. Just then is when you heard it. The noise from the lively city outside your flat. The noise from the cars on the street, people talking and laughing, the club by the corner playing loud music, airplanes flying by. Your day was so chaotic that you were zoning out all those distractions, but now you hear everything. You can't but be angry at the world you live in, your job that you don't even like, and these strangers outside that won't allow you to rest. But you have a solution to all this pain and suffering. You go to the kitchen, make some popcorn, get some juice, and pick up your Apple Vision Pro headset. Soon as you put on your Vision Pro, your chaotic world disappears and you are now immersed in a virtual world that has no unwanted chaos. You can be whoever or whatever you want in this world. Fiction becomes reality. You can interact with dinosaurs, have a conversation with your favorite celebrity, date the perfect woman of your dreams. In this virtual world, there are no obstacles between you and getting the entertainment you want. It's the utopia you have been promised technology can deliver to you all your life. In the real world, you have no one. You stay alone in your flat and barely have any friends outside work. But in this virtual world, you have a wife and children, the happy family you have always desired but could never attain. Your wife never argues nor disagrees with anything you say. She obeys you like a god. Your children are perfect. They do not mess your house or even make those annoying noises that everyone's kids make. In this virtual world, you have a friend group and you always go out and have fun. You don't even have a job as you have your own successful company. You are at a point where you would rather spend 100% of your life in the virtual world. You see, Apple is a trillion-dollar company. Their main objective is to make as much money as possible by selling you products and services. Listening to that story, you might think to yourself, I have friends and a life in the real world, so that could never be me. You might believe that you will never want to live in the virtual world over the real world, or you would never pay thousands of dollars for the Apple Vision Pro headset. But you would be lying to yourself. Thinking you have a choice is just an illusion. The same way people thought they would never buy computers when they came out and were crazy expensive, but now almost everyone has a computer. Smartphones were also very expensive when they came out, but now everyone has a smartphone. You don't have a choice. Corporations get to decide what you buy. Soon as everyone you know has the Vision Pro, you will inevitably feel left out and you will be forced to buy one for yourself. I wouldn't be surprised if after a year or two of releasing the Vision Pro, they release the not Pro model for mass adoption like with iPhones and their crazy expensive computers. Soon we will all be scrambling to get the headsets like there was no life before them. And once Apple enters a market, every other company follows, so just expect the market to only balloon. Imagine again your Alexis. The difference is that this time you have an actual family of your own and friends in the real world. Imagine how your wife and children will feel about you wearing a massive block on your face. How disconnected they'll feel from you. Even though the headset will show your eyes on a display on the front, it just looks weird. Apple literally showed a depiction of a dad recording his children with the Vision Pro so he could watch the footage later, and it just looked dystopian. Imagine you're one of those children. Your memory of that day will be of your dad wearing a giant headset and just staring at you. While it might be great for him when he rewatches the events, for everyone else it will be weird. The Vision Pro is offering us a world where we won't need to chase after pleasure, where pleasure is always just one headset away. But that is not great news. You see, your brain enjoys chasing the pleasure more than the destination. That is why whenever you finally get something you've been chasing after, you always get disappointed. The destination is not the point. You could want an iPhone 14 for months, and then you save up and finally get it, and a day later when the euphoria goes away, your excitement goes back to where it was before. No matter what you acquire in life, your happiness threshold will stay the same, with spikes only when you're chasing after the goals. We are heading into a future where people are even more disconnected than they already are right now with smartphones. The obstacle of having to pick up your smartphone every time you need to use it, or having to sit in a particular position to use your computer, will be eliminated by the Vision Pro. Also, the Vision Pro can offer you a level of immersion that your smartphone or computer can only dream of. A level of immersion that makes you forget that what you are seeing is not real. Civilization could be collapsing right in front of your eyes and you wouldn't even notice. The Vision Pro also opens up a Pandora's box to authoritative governments that will try to use the headset to control the masses. With everyone's eyes glued to the Vision Pro all day, every day, imagine if an authoritative government could get corporations to serve you their propaganda. They could disguise the propaganda as content, and you wouldn't even know you are being manipulated. China has shown that they are willing to use technology to control their citizens, and Apple has helped the Chinese government censor information before. What would be stopping other governments from doing this too? Companies could also use the Vision Pro to sell you even more products. See, to control the headset you use your hands and eyes. So Apple will be able to know what you are looking at all times, something they can't do with smartphones or computers. They will be able to know what keeps your attention and be able to use that information to sell you even more products and services. Apple has all the incentive to get you addicted to their virtual world. To be honest, I do not have a solution for this coming dystopia. The truth is, people have been preaching about how bad being on your phone and computer all day is for you. But it's impossible to not be on your phone or computer these days because our whole lives are online. Your work is online. Your school work is online. The news is online. Your friends and family are online. Corporations have made it impossible to not rely on technology for your day-to-day life. Going offline is nearly impossible, and you seem to always need the latest and greatest technology to stay connected, and that is by design. It would be hard, if not impossible, to not buy the augmented reality or virtual reality headsets if the corporations decide that's where we go from the smartphone. It's impossible to live without a smartphone, just as it might be to live without the new technology. The truth is that the corporations almost always win because most people do not question anything they are fed. They just take whatever the corporations and government tell them and they run with it. The best you can do for yourself is to always question everything. Maintain your face-to-face interactions and relationships. Have offline hobbies and use technology mindfully. Try to teach everyone else around you to be skeptical about the information they are served by corporations. Make them understand that corporations do not have their best interest at heart. And remember, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Take care of yourself and thank you for watching.